You ever heard the statement that a cat has 9 lives? I'm not here to talk about cats. I'm not here to talk about 9 lives, but in just a few minutes I will share one of my stories about how I used one life. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Greg Holtke. I live in Oklahoma. I'm married. I have 2 adult children, and I work in manufacturing. And I'd like to take just a few minutes to share 3 things about me. So first of all, I like to garden. And that in itself I realize is not unusual or exciting or unique. A lot of people like to garden, but I do get excited about gardening, growing things. But I use worms and fish. So I raise the worms and I take the castings from the worms. It makes a really good growing medium as well as a fertilizer that you can use throughout the life of the plant. And then I raise tilapia. Of course, the tilapia are good eating, but the waste that's in the water, the ammonia, the nitrates and nitrites, make also really good fertilizer for the plants. Secondly, I'm a musician. When I was a Cub Scout, me and a couple buddies got to dress up and pretend that we were playing along with the Beatles, the song "I Want to Hold Your Hand." By the time the song was over, the crowd liked it, and they're clapping and hooting and hollering, and I'm hooked. I go home and tell my mom I want a set of drums, and I kept at her, and eventually she bought me a set, and I've played drums my whole life. I get to still play on Sunday mornings at church. I've got a little recording studio in my garage where a buddy and I get together about once a week, and we get to make music together. So music is another passion for me. Lastly, I work in manufacturing. Right out of high school in the 70s, I went to work in the maintenance department. A few years into that, 1980, I'm working on a piece of equipment. I'm reaching into this electrical panel, installing a cooling fan, and I dropped the fan, and out of reflex, I tried to catch it, and when I did, I got into some bare electrical conductors, and immediately, I'm being electrocuted. My muscles start contracting. I can't pull myself away. I'm shaking violently, thinking that I'm doing all the good in my mind, but in reality, I'm not doing anything. And within just a few moments, everything goes black. At that point, the weight of my body pulls me out of the equipment. I fall to the ground, and my heart has stopped. I'm dead. By God's providence, there was a contractor that was there. He seen what happened from across the room, come running over, gave me CPR, and revived me, or obviously I wouldn't be here speaking today. So fast forward from that moment, about 10 years, I get the opportunity to enter into the safety and health profession, and I've spent the last 27, 28 years since then, trying to hone my skills as a safety and health professional. In all that time, I've seen a lot of horrible injuries, and sadly worked at a site where 2 people were not as fortunate as me and lost their lives. So I've developed a really strong passion for trying to create a safe workplace, trying to teach people how to work safely both on the job and off the job. So in wrapping up, you may take away from this that that's the guy that likes to grow things using fish or worms. Maybe you'll remember that I'm the guy that likes to play drums and started off beating on coffee cans. But most likely what you're going to remember is I'm the guy that was electrocuted and lived to tell about it. What I would hope that you would take away from this is my passion for the safety and health field. We're not guaranteed our next breath. I have no idea why God chose to give me a second chance, although obviously I'm thankful that He did. But what I do want to do is continue taking what opportunity, what time that I have, and continuing to hone my skills and to teach people to be safe. Thank you.